Kerman is a city of historical and natural wonders. Nature around Kerman has a surprising duality. Snowy and cold mountains in the south of Kerman are located next to the burning deserts in the adjacent eastern part of Kerman. While cold and high mountains such as Hezar and Joppa Mountains are located in the vicinity of southern Kerman, Kerman itself, as a desert city, has historical reservoirs and wind catchers. There are various historical monuments from the Seljuk, Safavid and Qajar periods in the city of Kerman. The old texture of Kerman and the historical bazaar of this city is one of the longest and widest historical textures among the cities in the country. Kerman Museum of Contemporary Arts has many works of art by well-known Iranian and foreign artists, and in terms of diversity and value of works, after the Tahan Museum of Contemporary Art, it is in second place in the country. In this clip, we will introduce you to some historical places. Shazda Mahan Garden. Shazda Mahan Garden is a historical Persian garden located near Mahan in Kerman Province, Iran. The garden is 5.5 hectares with a rectangular shape and a wall around it. It consists of an entrance structure and gate at the lower end and a two-story residence structure at the upper end. The distance between these two is ornamented with water fountains that are engineered by the natural incline of the land. The garden is a fine example of a Persian garden that takes advantage of a suitable natural incline. A garden was built for Muhammad Hassan Khan Sadari Iravani circa 1850 on this site and was entirely remodeled and extended around 1870 by Abdulhamid Mirza Nazaruddollah during the 11 years of his governorship in the Qajar dynasty. The current visible structure dates almost entirely to this second period and is formally related to similar gardens designed by Nazaruddollah in Tehran. The construction was left unfinished due to the death of Abdulhamid Mirza in the early 1890s. Spread over 5.5 hectares, Shazda Garden is rectangular in shape. It has an entrance and a gate at the lower end and a two-floor residential structure at the upper end. The distance between these two is lined by water fountains, amongst other gardens on the UNESCO World Heritage List, and the Shazda Garden was finally inscribed in June 2011. Ganjali Khan Complex. Ganjali Khan area is about 11,000 square meters. This complex includes a bazaar, square, bath, sarabkhane, school, caravanserai, and a cistern. There are 4 mosques in the 4 corners of the square, 3 of which are retained. The most beautiful one is the mosque on the eastern side, which is an artistically decorated museum. The complex architecture was by Sultan Muhammad Memari Yazdi. The architectural style of this complex is in the Isfahani style. Different parts of the complex are Ganjali Khan Square. The square is located in the center of Kerman. Like other famous squares, there are important city elements around the square. In the 3 corners of Ganjali Khan Square, there are bazaars. On the 4th corner of the square, there is Ganjali Khan Saray. The brick arcs, beautiful tile workings, green space, and pond are some of the features of the square. Ganjali Khan Zarabkhane. In Persian, Zarabkhane means a mint, where the money is coined. Located in the north of the square, Zarabkhane was constructed under the command of Ganjali Khan, the ruler of Kerman, from 1598 to 1626. The interior design is in plasterwork. The building is in the square and there are 4 ivans and 4 stores around it. There's also a square pond where the light reflection has made it scenic. When they were renovating the building, some copper coins were found. That's why they call it Zarabkhane, the mint. In 1992, concurrent with Katkui Kerman Commemoration Day, Zarabkhane started its work as the Coin Museum. There are various coins from different times, including Ashkanian, Sasanian, Umayyads, Abbasi, Gurkhani, Taimuri, Agui Unlu, Ilkhani, Zandi, Qajar, and Pahlavi dynasty. Ganjali Khan School. Ganjali Khan School and Caravanserai are some of the main educational centres of Kerman. The school is located on the eastern side of the square and once was a famous school that turned into a caravanserai over time. Its architect was Muhammad Sultani Yazdi. On the inscription on the door, the date 1598 is carved. These days, it's turned into the art department. Ganjali Khan Mosque. At the northeastern side of the square, you can see Ganjali Khan Mosque. It was built under the command of Ganjali Khan in 1598. The mosque has a small Shabastan with a 5.25 metre area. The view of the porch is plain. On the porch there are geometric plaster designs painted. The floor is made of stone, and above the wooden door there's a rocky inscription with some admiration of King Abbas written on it. There are 12 skylights on the dome. The mosque is decorated with drawings, plasterworks, and moghanas. In recent years, the mosque has been renovated, and these days are just for tourism purposes and do not function as a mosque where Muslims can pray anymore. Ganjali Khan Bazaar. Ganjali Khan Bazaar is located between Chaharsu and Ekhtiari Bazaar. The bazaar is in the south of the square. The beautiful Ganjali Khan Bath is located on the right side of the bazaar, and on the left side you can see beautiful arches. The length of the bazaar is 93 metres and the width is 5.75 metres. It has an area of 534.75 square metres. At the end of the bazaar there is the Sagari Bazaar, which is also known as Gaisari. Gonbad-e-Gabalia. This Iranian historical dome is made of stone, which is one of the most important qualities that historians have acknowledged. And maybe that's why they also call it Gabal-e-Sangi, which literally means stone mountain. The only stone building in Kerman is this Gabalia dome. There's no reliable information to hand about the history of this masterpiece, about when it was built and for what purpose, and the same thing makes it mysterious and more appealing. However, this monument has been on Iran's National Heritage List for about a century. There's no well-grounded information about the time of its appearance on Earth. But on the other hand, there is an old book where the writer writes about this historical dome in Iran, and the book dates to the years 1519 to 1532. So far, it's been the oldest time in history that Gombad-i-Gabaliya is mentioned. Thank you for joining us today. We will be with you in our next program, introducing other places in Iran.